this morning when you woke up to say, I'm back in the lineup, I'm ready to go?
I think you're just excited more than anything. It gets kind of difficult when you prepare for a game. Obviously, when I'm on the bench, still knowing the scout, knowing everything that the other team's going to do, and still trying to mentally prepare and go through everything like I'm going to play, even though I knew I wasn't going to play. So, doing that, but also knowing I was going to be able to be active today, I think gives you a little extra juice. So I'm certainly excited just to get back out there, get playing, and really good opportunity for us at home here, coming off of a loss. So it's a big game.
Just coming into this after 2 weeks off, do you anticipate being on minutes restrictions today?
Not that I've been told. I don't anticipate, a certain level. I'm not a huge fan of minute restrictions. I think that's silly. I told them, I don't want to come back unless I'm 100% full go. Why would I be out there to play 20 minutes? I'm out there to win and give everything I have for this team. So my rotations might just be a little shorter to keep me a little fresher. I haven't played a game in 3 weeks now, so my lungs, might be a little bit different for myself. So that microphone does work, thank you. But yeah, I think no minute restriction. My rotations just might be a little quicker, just shorter periods to make sure I have my lungs with me.
Just what you make of the Pacers game last night? Did you stay the entire game, or did you leave early, like you kind of teased in the afternoon? And then what do you expect the fan ovation to be like today by comparison?
Yeah, so I didn't stay the whole time, I'm not gonna lie to you. I wasn't gonna miss the game, but also, this is my focus and I have to prepare for this. So I went home and watched some film, went over the rest of our scout, and I was asleep. I watched the end, but then I went to sleep right away. So tough one trying to balance. Maybe if this game was a little bit later, I probably would have stayed the entire time. But it was a great game, fun game for the Pacers. And I feel still very confident in their ability to win it all. That's what makes this final so fun is, when teams go and steal one on the road, we stole one there, they stole one here. So now we got to go and steal one there essentially to win it all, which I think obviously we've already proven we're capable of, and I think we're going to do just that. And the ovation today, I think Saturday crowds are really the best. Saturday afternoon during summer, nothing gets better than that, so I expect a really great crowd today.
We'll go here and then the Michael.
Caitlin over on this side. Hi. Last time that the Liberty were here, you guys overcame a double-digit lead, and then they came back after you guys were up double digits, and then had this stop at the end that was kind of a controversial non-call. Knowing that the last time you faced them, you kind of had that type of game, is this like an opportunity to get your lift back a little bit? Like, do you guys get up more for a game like this?
Obviously we didn't feel like as we played the best basketball we could have played when we played them. I felt like we basically played one good quarter. I don't even think our fourth quarter was very good. Our first 2 quarters weren't very good. The third quarter was the reason we were winning the game. Excuse me, and it was impressive that we were up by 12. So yeah, I think it's another really good opportunity for us to come out here and prove we belong with the best. These are the reigning champs. Like, this is the standard in the league. Everyone knows that. They're really good. They're really good at what they do. You have to be able to disrupt that. You can't let them get to the things they want to get to, because if you do, you're going to be in for a long night. That's just how good they are. They execute. They make shots. They're unselfish. So we're going to have to try to disrupt them in those ways.
Michael, Scott.
Caitlin, do you feel like you can get timing back in practice, or do you have to have a few minutes of game time to feel like you have normal time?
I think it's going to be a little bit of game flow for me to kind of really settle into it. And, Coach White has told me, like, just give yourself a little grace as you kind of figure things back out, as you get back into the groove here. I've missed 5 games. My teammates have played 5 more games than I have. So it's just going to be a little bit of, shaking the rust off, giving myself some grace. But I feel like I've prepared in the manner that I'm ready for this game. I feel like I've been great in practice. I feel like our team has been really good in practice. And, obviously practice isn't the exact replica of a game, but I think Coach White does a really good job of putting us in situations that are going to be fairly similar. We're up-tempo in practice. We compete in practice. We're getting up and down. So I feel like I've been in as many situations as I can without playing an actual game. So definitely going to allow myself a little grace once I get out there, maybe shake off some rust and figure some things out and just get back into the flow of it.
Well, Scott and then the Collins. Then do you have that mic over that side too?
First, were you aware that the Pacers are 8-0 when you come to games? Have you seen that on social media?
It's hard to miss, yeah.
And then secondly, Steph was talking about how much she tried to have you chart some things and stay engaged in different ways. What were those certain things and ways in which you could help your teammates while you're sidelined?
I mean, she did not task me with watching our defense, I will say that. So I was on our offense and basically just charting. Steph wants to know when we have 3 empty possessions in a row, that's kind of when it becomes a point of concern for us, whether that's turnovers, whether that's bad shots, whether that's missed shots, whatever it is, where we're not executing. So that's basically what I was tracking the most while I was on the bench. And I think as a point guard, it gives you good perspective of, you have to be aware of sequence in games. Like, if we have 2 turnovers in a row, we don't need to dribble down and go one-on-one and shoot a contested 2. Like, that's something that all our entire group needs to learn, that we can't do those type of things. We have to understand the flow of the game. We have to understand, okay, we have got a couple bad shots, well, we have to work for a really good one here. What action are we getting into? So I think as a point guard, it was just a really good learning opportunity for me, just being on the bench over there and, understanding that, when you're on the court, everything's moving so fast. There's so many different things you're trying to read and understand and watch your teammates and watch the defense and all those different things. And when you're off to the side on the bench, it's a little easier to process that type of stuff. So, I think I learned a lot and, hopefully I can carry that over to now being back on the court.
Last one will come.
Kaylin, it's been chronicled that you haven't missed time. So is there any level of newness to this that you not only is it your first time to miss time in the W, but also in college? Is there any level of newness to this feeling coming back?
It almost feels like the start of a season in a way, I guess. And maybe that's because I only played 4 games. But I feel like I've done a really good job of continuing to be engaged when I've been out, and continuing to have a positive mindset and approach it in the best way I can. And obviously it is new for me, which is a good thing. Knock on wood. I'd like to keep it that way. And yeah, I think just continuing to come out with the same confidence that I always have. I feel like I've continued to prepare every single game like I'm playing, and now just continue to execute in those ways. We're 4-5, but we've had a lot of opportunities to win a lot of the games that we've lost. So I think now being back out there, I really need to be a voice and a good leader for this team to help us get over the hump a little bit and continue to put things together. And it's still early in the year; we're still figuring some stuff out, but I think we've started to get better. Now that I'm back, we really got to take another step forward. Thank you.